Now, there's something interesting also when we're reading the book of Revelation. And there's basically four schools of interpretation for the book of Revelation, because when you read the book of Revelation, or as it's known also in Apocalypse, you can interpret it different things, and you take different ways to interpret it. Um, and some people take it just one way, but as you read it, you understand that it's on so many levels, different symbolism. So there's the first school of interpretation, which is called preterist, and it comes from the Latin praetor, which means past. Now there's partial preterist or total preterist. Basically, it teaches that the author only writes about events that took place during the Roman Empire, or during the time of the author around the end of the first century. And we see this in the message to the seven churches. So someone who has a preterist interpretation, they're going to look at everything as in happening in the past, during that time when John wrote this, the book of Revelation, or during the Roman Empire. And that's a school of interpretation. Number two, there's a historical, which basically looks at the book of Revelation as it describes history of the churches throughout the centuries. And so somebody who studies the book of Revelation in an historical interpretation will look, let's say, the message to the seven churches, and they'll go, okay, first church was the church from such and such time, second church from such time to the another to such and such time, historical in terms of history. There's also the futurist school of interpretation. Basically, the message of the book of Revelation from chapter 6 to 19 deal with the end of the world and the events in 20th and 21st century. And also we have the spiritualist school of interpretation, which is basically the object of the book of Revelation is to teach spiritual principles, teach us the history of the church, warns us spiritual troubles we can face, and describes the great fight between good and evil, and it comforts us with the knowledge that in the end God wins or triumphs over evil. So those are the four major school of interpretation. Like I said, there's so many layers to the book of Revelation, so we can make when you read it, you can understand that you can use a little bit of historical, some futurist, some spiritualist, some preterist, and well, some people just stick to one, but as we'll see and summarize different chapters, that some of the things does not just fit into one mold, so it just mix and match in different interpretations. And importantly, also what the Bible answers are found in the Bible in terms of in the whole Old Testament and New Testament. We find a lot of what symbolism means in other books in the Bible. So in conclusion, Christians can differ in interpretations, yet maintain respect and fellowship, accepting the overall theme of the book. And awesome theme of the book of Revelation. And in the end, when all is said and done, God is going to triumph over the forces of evil, and the saints will be victorious. He's going to triumph. He's already triumphed in the cross, but he's going to triumph in terms of now when the history are human from our point of view, because he's looking at things from a different dimension. His point of reference is always the present. It's basically for us to say, yeah, he's going to triumph, because for us the future is still ahead, but for God he knows everything. So that's in that sense of the word, and that's what we can take from it. God bless everyone.